Hey, Studio One Invite community. I'm here with Leah, Rachelle, and we are chit-chatting about adaptogens. So I wanted to clue you in because I had a lot of questions. It's a topic I'm not very familiar with, and Leah has spent some time doing some research. She's experimented. When she comes over and she's got her big, huge coffee mug, I'm like, what is that? And she tells me about her magic potions that she makes and all the different herbal things that she puts in them. So I'm always curious. I never get more than a sip. So now I'm going to learn a little so that I can make some magic potion myself. And wouldn't you like to do that?
I think it's so interesting because I feel like we have put ourselves into boxes where we view medicine in the Western world as either like the pill or a capsule, when that's never been how our ancestors consumed their medicine. It was always in the form of a tonic, which is what I create when I, put all my herbs and my teas together, or an infusion, right? Which is like making tea, or in like a broth or a soup.
Or even a paste.
Or paste, yeah, or tinctures, like a lot of herbs. You extract the beneficial properties, and it needs to be like you need to extract it via alcohol, or it needs to be consumed with lipids. So just the different ways that you kind of get the benefit of the herb. And it's not all just a pill.
And honestly, I feel like already I'm like in the dark. Like already my mind is going, whoa, because it's like I don't know how to do those things, and I'm just kind of concerned that I might do it wrong. Well, can we make it a little simpler today and maybe break it down for people? Will that be fun?
Yeah. I mean, I don't do any of those things. Like I don't create my own tinctures. I create my own infusions.
Okay.
So that's something that like anybody can do. Like that's like making tea.
Gotcha.
But also, I mean, there are a lot of products. You just have to be careful about where you buy them and where you source your supplements from. But there are a lot of, like in India, they rarely would just take one herb by itself. It's always paired with something else to sort of like reap the maximum benefit of it. So better even to buy like a supplement that's mixed together with multiple herbs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, like the very common one would be like, turmeric. They often pair with black pepper because that's how you reap the curcumin from it, which is the most like anti-inflammatory property.
Yeah, that makes sense. So cool. So let's back up because I think the word that describes
adaptogens.
Yeah, these things is adaptogens. So let's define what are adaptogens.
So they're most commonly like herbs and mushrooms that have three properties. So the first is that they're non-toxic. There's no risk for like overdose. The second is that they're modulators. So they're simultaneously can be a stimulant or a depressant.
Interesting.
So they are the gas and the brake pedal. They work with whatever your body's needing. So completely non-toxic, safe. And then they're also non-specific. So it's not like you would take one specific herb or take one specific mushroom to specifically for digestion. It works on multiple body parts and multiple like systems of your body at the same time. So non-toxic, non-specific, and then they're modulators.
Interesting.
They can be herbs, they can be mushrooms.
I like that you broke it down like that because I was like more of a simple adaptogen means it helps your body find balance.
It does. So that's what they do. They help your body find homeostasis. So really beneficial for people with anxiety, difficult time focusing, mood issues, sleep issues, digestive issues.
Cool.
A lot of them are really high in certain polyphenols, which are really beneficial to your gut microbiome. So if you're consuming it like that, probably. I don't think that that's typically like what.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would imagine they bring balance back to your body,
right?
And a lot of them make you feel good, like pretty instantaneously. Like cacao is one.
Cool.
And cacao works on like dopamine in your body, and cacao also has I think it's called theobromine or theobromine, which is like a sister particle of caffeine. So that's sort of where you get that like jittery, it like picks you up, but then it also has a lot of magnesium, which sort of calms you down. But cacao is one that you sort of feel right away if you're taking
Yes.
high quality cacao.
Yeah, and it's the theobromine brings, it doesn't stimulate your neurology, like caffeine stimulates your neurology. Theobromine stimulates your circulation.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we tend to feel it more in the heart. So that theobromine is more considered a stimulation to the circulation versus, because ceremonial cacao is treated specifically to preserve and maximize that impact. Yeah, that one chemical in it. Whereas even raw cacao doesn't maximize that. There could be some in it, but it's not.
Cacao is beyond fascinating. I think I want to get a tattoo on my pelvis of a little cacao bean.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no one will know it's a cacao bean. It will look like a little.
I think it will be pretty. So
okay.
So when I first started getting into herbs, one of the pairings, sort of like the first pairing that I came across was this herb called Mucuna. That's also from South America, and it's has L-dopa in it, which is a precursor to dopamine. And they'll often pair Mucuna with cacao because they kind of help to balance each other out. So that's yeah. So there's all different kinds of blends like that, and then you have mushrooms,
which is a whole family of itself of adaptogens, right? There are lots of different mushrooms.
So mushrooms come in there's culinary mushrooms, which don't really have like that. Well, they don't period have like psychoactive properties, and then there's
culinary mushrooms would be portobello mushrooms, the little white mushrooms that are sliced, your shiitake mushrooms.
Shiitake is an adaptogen.
It is,
I believe, yeah.
And that's in the
So that's more. So that has some more like beneficial properties. It will start to work on like your brain health and your mood and all of that. And then you have like psychoactive mushrooms.
Yes.
And that's what people think of, like that's like your psilocybin, which is also like still in the same category in the sense that it's like non-addictive, non-habit forming. Like you don't really like there's no risk of overdosing. But it is going to have psychoactive, like it will change your perception on things, obviously, whereas the adaptogens don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So tell me, like reishi, lion's mane. Are these all mushrooms that are considered adaptogens they're on the shelf?
Lion's mane is super interesting because it passes your blood-brain barrier. So whatever benefit that like lion's mane gives you, so it's really good for like focus. One of the reasons it can do that is because it passes your blood-brain barrier, which a lot of the other ones don't do.
Interesting. Because it is considered for focus and clear thinking, is what it says.
But again, like they're non-specific, so there's a million things. Cordyceps again is really good for energy, and like libido and strength. Chaga, we know there's so many like immunity properties to chaga. Reishi,
does.
I think of Reishi, I know is really good, has like a calming effect.
Gotcha.
But that's the thing, they're adaptogens.
They're gonna balance you from where you are.
Sure, and like anything, I would always talk to like your medical professional before you just start.
Right, and then, because they are for sale right on the shelf at Heinen's, and actually, not to like tout Heinen's, but I'm just saying, they had a sale last week and I picked up a couple bags based on what they were labeled. But what I think you're saying is that it's going to balance me from where I am, and also that I'm going to start with a slower low dose and maybe build to what it says on the bag a little bit, and then I can kind of know how I'm going to feel with it.
Yeah, and I've heard some things say that it's better maybe to take them for shorter durations, like less than 6 months, because you can build like resistance, like you'll maybe feel the effects of it less.
Interesting.
But that's just one thing I read. I'm not sure. Like there are things that I take pretty consistently. So
yeah.
Yeah. And then also like ginseng is another adaptogen, and that's probably like one of the most like well-researched, studied, popular ones, and there's so many different species of ginseng. And there also will like there will be, so ashwagandha is known as Indian ginseng, and maca is known as Peruvian ginseng, even though they're not, I don't think they're necessarily ginseng plants, but it's that same adaptogen property.
Well, ashwagandha, I
Mhm.
think of adrenals,
Mm-hmm.
stress.
Mm-hmm.
How about maca?
Maca, I think has more of a like an energizing
Gotcha.
property,
Interesting.
but again, they all kind of work synergistically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how do you know? Do you do like me and just go to Heinen's and pick the bag,
And
what the
pick.
bag label says?
So I feel like, so my favorite thing, like I like to make it fun to
Okay.
incorporate more adaptogens, because if you don't like the way, like if it's not fun or you don't enjoy the way that things taste, you're not going to like actually want to, like create new habits. So, and with adaptogens in general, like if you taste one and it's like sweet or buttery, it's probably not pure. Like they're bitter. Like they should taste bitter.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I love putting them in like lattes, coffee, like making teas. Like you can do like a reishi tea and add in cacao and maca. You can create a chaga tea and add in ashwagandha and but I also am a big fan of doing blends. So I will buy blends that are pre-made from sources that are reputable that I trust. And then that's an easy way to kind of just not have to think too much about it. And then if you really want to get into it, like I have some books around cooking with them and like incorporating more superfoods and adaptogens into soups and meals and stuff like that. So
that's super cool. Because I was going to ask, like, when you cook with them, would the heat remove their
well, some of them
properties?
need the heat in order to extract
Interesting, yeah.
the benefits from it.
And then in terms of the purity, because my guess is, like you said, sometimes the blends or the marketed for this or that is going to be have additives. So do you just check labels?
Check labels. To be honest, it can be kind of hard. You just have to do your research. Especially because even if something's organic, it doesn't necessarily mean that.
I know.
Like there's a lot of lying and that.
Yeah.
But however, I will say, like if I see that a company like went through the steps to get their product approved as organic, I still feel like I trust that a little bit more than one that didn't.
But our organic just means organic. It doesn't mean that they haven't added other things to it.
Oh, sure. Like there's no fillers, or it's not like a different thing that it's claimed
and I'm
to
thinking
be.
especially like when you can buy these things in capsule form.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes in capsule form, do they have to put ingredients on the back, like when it comes in a food bag form?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I also heard a story about someone lying and like saying something was reishi mushroom and it really wasn't. It was like just like a different mushroom altogether.
Yeah.
So just do your research, and have fun.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Leah, I wonder if there's a particular recipe that you can share that we can link here that would be fun to share with people.
Sure. Yeah.
What are you thinking about? Like what comes to mind?
I would think of just like hot beverages because we're coming into that.
We are.
Yeah. So I can send you one to link.
Awesome. I've been making my own almond milk. Oh my gosh, I'll just tell this story that today I was making my almond milk and it went very well, the soaking of the almonds, and it went very well, the blending of the almonds. And then it was going very well, the squeezing through the almond nut bag into the, the pitcher container. And then I turned my head and I don't know, my hand slipped or something, but like all the slurpy almond mash paste squirted out of the top of the almond milk bag and went flying across the kitchen onto the wall up on the shelf. Like my amethyst sitting up there was just like covered with slurpy almond paste and stuff. It was like, seriously. So then I had to clean up the almond slurp and clean up the mess. And I actually was thinking like, because we had a nut milk maker
Mhm.
that I sent back. I wasn't all that impressed with it.
Me neither.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, you know, using this almond milk bag is no problem at all. It's no messier than having an almond milk machine thing. And then all of that slurp squirted everywhere, and I was like, well, maybe it is. Maybe it's just a little bit, but that, you know, that doesn't happen. Don't stop or don't not try making your own almond milk because of that. Because almond milk made by yourself is really delicious. So my adaptogen connection to that is that then I was using my almond milk to make a little bit of, I use cacao and lion's mane and MCT oil and a little bit of raw local honey and decaf coffee, organic. And I made my own little tincture. I was so proud of myself, or what do you call it?
Tonic.
Tonic.
Yeah.
Made my own tonic. Very Leah-esque. I want to be like you when I grow up, Leah.
Oh, thank you.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have a recipe
I
for us?
sent you a recipe.
You sent me, what is the recipe for?
It is, first of all, it's from the Asheville Vegan Society, and it's a Mucuna Cacao Reishi Latte.
So say it again.
Mucuna Cacao Reishi Latte.
And so what does it have in it?
Reishi tea, coconut water, nut milk, cacao, mucuna, vanilla, and stevia.
Mucuna, I've never heard it before.
That's the one that we were just talking about. That's the precursor to dopamine.
Oh, and is that available like readily around here?
I believe you can get it from Heinen's.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but
Okay.
yeah.
Because we want something people can relatively easy find and snatch.
So.
Yeah. All right. So are you guys looking forward to that? I am. Yeah. We can maybe make some for the open house on November 26th. I was thinking about smoothies, but that doesn't sound very good now that the weather turned cold. So let's make magic tonics. Let's make adaptogen tonics that day.
Okay.
Are you gonna make the dates with the Butterfinger dates?
Probably not.
Really?
Yeah, but I feel like we should talk about this not on the podcast because
I'm really looking forward to this.
Okay.
So you guys look at the social media page for the dates that are stuff, the Butterfinger nut dates that are stuff. The post was like November 1st, 2nd kind of time. And then look below and we'll put a link for the magic tonic that Leah's talking about. And we'll see you November 26th for the open house, and we'll share all these goodies. It'll be really fun to have you. There'll be free classes all day and deals and steals and just tasty treats. So it's Saturday after Thanksgiving and we want to see you there. Namaste, you guys. Have a great day.
Bye.